Been to a great gig? Send us your pics. introhw@bbc.co.uk.
BBC Introducing in Hereford and Worcester.
Now, every week we run our On the Record series, put together by Worcester filmmaker Jim Lowe, which looks at music production in the county, and it's been so successful. We're actually now into the second series. It documents what life's like on the road for our local industry professionals, all recorded on a camera microphone, so apologies about the quality of the audio and some of this as well. But this week we're going to be hearing from Tonina Westgate from the Worcester band Hitchhiker, who lived in California for a number of years. She draws on the comparisons between the music scene here in Worcester to that the other side of the pond.
Well, it was the early 80s and it was all the time with computers coming out and everything like that. My dad was headhunted by a California company, so we went. You know, it's a fantastic opportunity, and we lived in Southern California for 4 years. So from the age of 12 to 16, I went over there, and I was really, really shy. And that's really when I kind of took up the trumpet. But we had a massive marching band. I think there were about 130 people in the actual band, plus a colour guard. We toured all over California. We were part of the Hollywood parade. We were part of the Olympics in the 80s when it was over there. We played on football fields and stuff like that, so I'm never worried, you know, about performing. It doesn't bother me at all. Also, there was a guy there called Mr. Madaka, I think his name was, and he was this tiny guy with huge hair. He came up to me, he's like, "Tonina, you've got to be in my jazz band." And I was like, "Well, I don't know anything about jazz." And he said, "No, you've got to be." But I think because the jazz band, there were only about 15 people, and they were all 15-year-old boys. And I was your typical, by then, blonde Californian. So I think he kind of wanted a girl that could play something in his jazz band.
Well, nowadays she's in this band. They are Hitchhiker. And says about how that move came about.
I just follow music. I love live music, so I was going to a lot of open mics and looking a lot on Facebook, YouTube, and the rest of it. So I clicked on this link, and I think I heard Earthbound and loved it. And I got in touch with Sean. I just said, you know, when you next play, I want to see you. I think he'd only just kind of met up with Anna Mason. He said, "Oh, you know, we need Hitchhiker to be a band. Do you play anything?" And I said, "Well, I used to play the violin and the trumpet, but I don't anymore." And he said, "Well, if you can play the violin, you can play the bass. So get yourself a bass and join the band." So, as I said, I'd had a bit too much Guinness, and I went, "Yeah, okay." Went online the next day and got myself a PV and started learning to play.
And the rest is history, as they say. Which says Worcester's still the best place.
I've lived in a lot of places. I've moved around a lot. I lived in Israel for a bit, and certainly this area, it just seems to be very, very strong musically. It seems to have some fantastic musicians. I get blown away. I really do. Some of the bands I've seen, you think, oh my God, it's amazing.
And what a great series it is as well of Jim Lowe's. You can check it out. There's a link across from our website at bbc.co.uk/Hereford and Worcester/introducing
Unsigned, Undiscovered, and Under the Radar music.
Send your MySpace, Reverb Nation or Facebook page to us. introhw@bbc.co.uk.